Welcome back
to Marriage Beyond the Veil, Day 60. So
All
guess
right.
what? It's time for a jewel.
Jewel.
So today's jewel is grace.
Wow. Okay, that's huge.
Okay.
Unpack that.
No, well, first, I want you to give a definition of grace.
Well, a definition of grace. Grace is extending, I would say, grace is extending someone an opportunity that they don't deserve, right? Where you're overlooking any number of things that may have been done, but you realize that all of us, at the end of the day, need those opportunities where basically you're getting a pass.
Yeah.
On some things that you should have maybe been chastised for. Maybe you should have definitely been punished. But grace steps in and says, I got you.
Okay, so in our marriage, I would personally say that
I've given you much grace.
Yes, you have a whole lot of grace, and like
It's
he
not
said,
one-sided.
no, it's not. But grace is, like he said, it's that thing that someone extends to you, whether you deserve it or not.
When you get something when you deserve nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
The long and short of it, that's grace.
Yeah. So for me, I would say one of the places where he's extended a lot of grace is.
I'm interested in hearing this.
A lot of grace is, I can sometimes just be very flip.
You?
I can. I mean, I can sometimes have a very short fuse. And, like I said, early in the marriage, I had to learn how to sort of, and he doesn't remember me cursing, but I did.
No.
You just don't remember, but I remember that I did the first year. It was a constant battle for me to sort of tame my tongue. I mean,
when you say curse and tame your tongue,
because I was really good at stopping myself from saying those words.
Then
but
I guess you did.
Yes, I mean, but the times that I did say something, and then there's just times that sometimes I can just be really nasty, especially when I was pregnant with John. Apparently, I was very short. Even my twin, who loves me unconditionally, says that I was somewhat short-tempered and a little
all
crabby.
All of that is a blur. My memory is scarred so badly from that experience. It's just a blur.
Yes. And other grace moments have been, purchasing or spending or signing off on something without first consulting him. And so grace can come in many different forms, but in a love relationship, I will tell you that it is necessary.
Well, and it's never one-sided though. And that's the thing. Understanding that, okay, if we go from the perspective, grace is when you get something when you deserve nothing. We all have those moments. But that's where love fills the gap. And love says, you know what? Even though maybe you didn't make the best choice, or you did something that was just totally unacceptable. But love says, we're going to cover that. And so love and grace go hand in hand. And so if you're in a love relationship, be mindful that you want to extend grace because you're definitely going to need grace extended to you. We're all flawed beings. There is no perfection in any of us. And if you kid yourself into thinking that you are perfect, wrong answer. The reality is be willing to be gracious, extend the understanding, be empathetic, be forgiving, be willing to overlook some things that your spouse has done, the person that you love has done, because by the same token, they're going to need to be able to do that for you as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, just grace is a big one. It really is. And I mean, because if every little thing that someone does causes you to go, well, I want a divorce, or I want a separation, or, let's move, if you're just living together, I don't want to do this anymore. But you really, truly love that person. Remember that God extends His grace each and every day. And that is the one thing that I have to constantly remind myself. And early in our relationship, especially in those first 10, 15 years.
That's early.
For me, it was. We've talked about this. I really had to be gracious.
Give me some grace, please. Please, might I have more?
Right.
Until tomorrow, if the Lord says the same.